The Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 is the Samsung smartwatch you've been waiting for. Let's go. Samsung have done it. They've made a smartwatch that you may never need to upgrade from. The Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 is nearly perfect. Samsung have taken the original Watch Ultra concept, the big, beefy numbers, the massive hardware, and they've improved every single thing about it. I guess that's what you can do when you've got a 24-month upgrade cycle instead of a yearly one. You can spend a bit of time finessing things and giving it the big boost in numbers that it desperately needs. It is the first Samsung smartwatch to be powered exclusively by the Snapdragon chip. Samsung have gone all in and away from Exynos on their smartwatches and brought in Snapdragon. We'll see what that does for performance, but it is promising better fluidity and more efficiency when it comes to battery. In my hands-on with it, I was able to sort of notice the extra fluidity that it's got. Zipping through the oneui 9 watch software felt very fluid, very fast, and there was no stutters, no performance drops. Something that I can't say about the Watch 8 Classic, but I definitely can say it about the Watch Ultra 2, at least in my limited hands-on time with it so far. And as far as battery is concerned, I wasn't able to test it, but the big number that Samsung are bringing to the table means you're going to get a better battery experience no matter what, because it's gone from 590 milliamp hours in capacity to 800. The original Ultra did have decent battery life about it. The 590 milliamp hour capacity, even though the software wasn't the most efficient, gave me minimum 3 days, at most 4, which I was very impressed by. It's better than the Watch 8 Classic. Not to poo-poo on this watch, because I really like it. It's just battery life was lacking. That extra 210 milliamp hours in capacity, plus the efficiency of the new chip, I think you're definitely going to find a very long-lasting battery. I'm hoping 5+ days, but we shall see when I get my hands on it properly. It does have a much brighter screen. Samsung have pushed the brightness to a peak capacity of 5,000 nits, which is just insane. It's the first ever smartwatch to have that brightness level. So it means any environment you're stepping into, you're going to see that watch screen no matter what. The thing is, they've managed to do all of that. The new chip, the better, brighter screen, and the bigger battery capacity, whilst reducing the weight and the thickness. It's a lot lighter and a lot thinner than the Watch Ultra from before. I think that's a common complaint people have about smartwatches, is they almost don't want to feel like they're on. Hence why we're seeing a bit of a trend towards like smart bands or smart rings, because they're less in the way and don't feel like a piece of tech that's sitting on your wrist. With that hardware change, the watches also get 10 ATM, which is a great metric, and I think the Watch Ultra had that too. But it's also got IP69K, which is great. And I haven't captured any footage of this, but it's got a dive metric attached to it as well. And it was EN13319, whatever that means. And I think all of that matters because the whole smartwatch experience is geared around the metrics that it can track. And it can't track it if you don't want to wear it, or if you can't wear it because it doesn't last long enough. Samsung have upped the metrics that can be tracked through their Watch 2 with the new Samsung Health app. Not only have they redesigned the user experience and the interface, but the actual things that can be tracked in there are a lot better. There's the all-new tabs at the top, backed by the new Vitals tab, which has things like your heart health. It's got an actual Vitals section, which tracks a whole bunch of information. And as far as fitness and health goes too, you've got things like daily cardio load that you can keep a track of. And all of that only really works if you wear the watch and you want to wear it. You add into the fact that it tracks things like your sleep and gives you an energy score, and the watch is central to that all working. And again, if you don't want to wear it to bed, can't track your sleep. Or if you can't wear it to bed because the battery's not there, then again, you can't get the tracking. So longer battery life, plus more comfortable to wear, means you're going to get better information, because you actually get the information. Alongside that too, the standard watch, the Galaxy Watch 9, has also been improved. Not to the same level. It has got a better battery, or bigger battery. It has got the new Snapdragon chip, and it's got a brighter screen than the previous generation. They've upped it to 3,000 nits, which was the brightness of the old Watch Ultra. So that's pretty much now the minimum standard for their smartwatches. And it gets all the tracking stuff too. It's just in a bit of a lightweight, more compact design, something that obviously the Watch Ultra users are looking to get a bit more out of. Whilst for me, it seems like Samsung are focusing heavily on the Fold 8. That's the star of the show. I think all of their innovation has actually gone towards their watches. The ability to slim the Watch Ultra 2 down whilst increasing the capacity, giving it a 5,000 nits brightness display, and the Snapdragon chip on board, I think that's the star of the show for me. That's the one that I look at and go, wow, Samsung have really stepped that up. And again, I think that 24-month upgrade cycle has actually helped them here because it looks like a big upgrade over the old one. I can't wait to bring you more about the watches when I do get mine, my hands on and it's on my wrist. But for now, this is all I've got for you. Make sure you hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits to follow along with all of the content around Samsung that's upcoming. You don't want to miss it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You.